Morning FlossTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins. I'm also Lady Robins on Instagram, so you can follow me in two places if you're interested. If you're new here, welcome! Welcome to you. I am really happy to have you here at my channel. If you're a returning friend and subscriber, welcome back. I am just as happy to see you. In case you don't know, this is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and my stitchy endeavors. So we have got stitching to talk about. I'm going to apologize right now. We have a beautiful sunny day. That's not what I'm going to apologize for, but I have got to glare. My window where the light is coming in is right there. I have tried everything to try to get the glare off my glasses. It's just going to be there. It'll probably be distracting and I apologize, but I can't fix it right now. And I have like 30 minutes to film because I usually don't work on Tuesdays, but I've got to go to work today. So I've got to get this done before I have to leave. I've got to be to work at 12 and it's right about 9:45. So we're going to get this filmed and hopefully I'll even have a little chance maybe to do a few little edits here and there and get it uploaded before I head out the door. So that is my plan. Let's hope we can make it happen. If not, we'll just get it done after I get home from work. No big deal, right? All right. I want to start, as I always do, with my mug of the day. I am a big fan of these Starbucks You Are Here mugs. And today's mug is Washington, D.C. You can see by the lipstick I've already been consuming the beverage. But I love this mug because it's got those beautiful cherry blossoms on it, which means, you know, spring is coming, you guys. I'm a spring summer girl, so makes me exceedingly happy that spring is on the way. We have exactly 1 month. Today is the 8th of February. Spring starts on the 8th of March. So we have 1 month left of winter and then we get to go move on to glorious spring. I love spring. My favorite flower is a tulip. Yep. In case you wanted to know that. All right, my mug is filled with nothing exciting. I just have brewed coffee this morning, so let's have a little coffee. Good stuff. All right, let's have some coffee and get on to the stitching. In case I forgot to say it, which I think I did, this is FlossTube number 106 for me, and today is the 8th of February. Okay. I have a couple fun things to show you. I have an FO, which is a finished object, and an FFO, which is a fully finished object. So I've got those. I've got some whips to talk about, to show you what I stitched on this week. I do have more haul. I didn't think I'd have a haul, and I'd forgotten about an order I had placed with Carla at Cobweb Corner, so I will show you that. And then we'll talk about a few books because I listened to on Audible an amazing book, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. So go get yourself a beverage, grab your stitching, and let's talk about cross stitch. Shall we do that? All right. Let's start with, why don't we start with my FO, my finished object. So my FO is this. It's the May Snowflower Diary piece. So this is, there's 12 of these, and I have now, having completed May, I have now stitched 4 of them. And I told you last episode that I didn't know if I was going to continue and stitch June next, or I have skipped February. I keep stitching these things in January, and then January ends and it's like, it's February. I don't have it finished, so I'm just gonna move on to the next month. So I decided to continue with that trend. I am going to stitch, oh, sorry, my bag fell. I'm gonna continue on and I'm gonna stitch June, and I'll tell you why. Look at this. This is a free pattern, so I can show you the whole thing. Look at this. Look at that bear and the bee skep and the little bees. Oh my gosh. When I saw this, I was like, I want to stitch that bee skep. So I'm continuing the pattern of skipping February again, and I'm going to continue on to June. Now, I got the barest of a start. You're going to be not impressed at all. I found the middle of my fabric. That's as far as I got. I am stitching this though on 32 count. This is a Lakeside linen. This is their vintage pecan butter, which is a really, really nice fabric. I really like stitching on this stuff. And then I'm using the called for flosses. If I have the fancy floss, I'm using it, but I didn't have very many for June. I just had 5. And then filling in the rest with DMC, which is fine because it's not very big. I don't think you get the advantage of the fancy floss all that much when you're doing the little tiny areas. So I'm just going with what I had in my stash. I'm not running up to Threadneedle Street, the local LNS to me. I'm just going to go with what I had in the house and move forward. So as you can see, I have not had a chance to start on my 25/7 stitching actually this week. I've got to tell you, I stitched so hard on Mom's birthday present that my hand actually hurts still a little bit. And so I had 2, maybe even 3 days where I didn't stitch. I've just been taking ibuprofen. I'm like, stitching shouldn't hurt. So I slowed it down this week to try to get my hand feeling better. So that's my confession. I did not stitch as much as normal, but that's okay. You just stitch what you can, right? Stitching shouldn't hurt. Okay, so there is my FFO. If you're interested in those patterns, just Google Snowflower Diaries. It's in her blog, and she did it years ago, so you have to scroll back, but you can find it. They're out there. They're easy to find. And if you're on Instagram, Google Snowflower Diaries, and you'll see all sorts of amazing finishes for that piece. Some people have done all 12 of them kind of in, in a sampler. I'm just doing individual months and then displaying them out in the entry hall of my house, so I can switch them out as the months come and go, except for February. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is my FFO, and it's not what you think. So technically I have 2 FFOs this week because I did take my mom's birthday present to the framer in Des Moines, Washington, and got it framed. And I have already given it to her, and I forgot to take a picture of Mom holding it. So I don't have a picture to show you of the finished old rugged cross. At some point though, when I go over to the apartment, I'll have Mom stand by it and I'll take a picture of her next to that piece so I can show it to you. But it turned out perfectly, and Mom was thrilled. She was so happy to have it. And what was really funny is at the same time I gave her back Amazing Grace. Almost forgot what it was. And she thought I had given them to her, both of them to her for her birthday. That's okay. It's okay. She has dementia, so she doesn't remember all those little details, but that's okay because she was thrilled to have both of them. So we're good. She's good. Okay, so my FFO is something that has been riding around in my craft room forever. I've had the frame. I just have not gotten my tail in gear and finished it. So without further ado, let me show you Merry Notes by Shepherd's Bush. Look at that. Look at that frame. Isn't that amazing? So you can call Shepherd's Bush and you can get the frame. And I believe this is stitched on, I know it's stitched on 32 count, and it might be, excuse me, it might be raw or natural by Zweigart, but anyway, it's in here. Now, I will out myself here. I started lacing it on the back, and then I couldn't decide if it was centered in the frame. So I just popped it in here, and you know, these little tabs just fold down, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna set it in here and see if it looks centered, and then I'll, you know, if it's right, then I'll pull it out, and then I'll do the top to bottom, right? Well, I think it looks centered. Now I'm afraid to take it out of there and wiggle it around, because then I'm afraid I'll mess it up. So I have just kind of left it alone, and I think it's good enough, right? So I think that might be as finished as it gets. But this is such a cute stitch, and this is stitched 1/2, and it's a pretty quick, they're a pretty quick stitch, these little guys. And I told you in last video, I want to do the spring notes, and I've decided that I want to start it like right now, because I got it last week in my haul from, I think I got it from Carla at Cobweb Corner. And I keep thinking, well, if I want it up during spring, I need to start stitching it. So I think I am going to give myself a new start, and I think I'm going to start spring notes. I just need to select a fabric out of my stash and get going. So the one thing I will tell you, especially about these frames, that if you are planning on ordering the frames from Shepherd's Bush, they have fantastic customer service. They come quick as a blink. They're just right on it. But you need to do whatever the called for stitch count is, so they fit in the frame, which you probably could have figured out on your own, but you know, pro tip, right? So there we are. Here is Merry Notes by the Shepherd's Bush, all ready for Christmas this year, and I'm so excited. So there you have it. So there's my FFO and my FO. So beyond those two things, what else did I stitch on? I only stitched on one other thing, you guys, but it's one of my Whip Go calls. So let's look. I started stitching. This is my lap desk. I set this thing on my lap when I'm stitching, so I have a flat surface to hold all my bits and bobs as I'm stitching. I saw this from, oh gosh, one of the gals, I think it's Kimberly from the Fat Quarter Shop. She showed this, and I was like, that's what I need. I've been using it ever since I saw her demonstrate that, and it was like, this is brilliant. I love this. So anyway, sorry. I am stitching Quaker Turtle. Yay! I am so happy to be back to Quaker Turtle. I can't even tell you. So here is the barest of, you know, of starts. I picked this up last night while I was watching Olympics, and so I have now finished everything that's in this part, and then I'm just finishing off around that little Quaker part, and then from there, I think the next thing I'm going to do, so that's this part right here, and I've got one of the flippers done. I think I'm going to head for the other flipper and then the head. So that's kind of my plan on Quaker Turtle. But man, I love this thing. It's a whopper. It's like 309 long by 100 and something tall, or anyway, it's a whopper. It's a whopper, but I think it's going to be totally worth it when it is done. So Quaker Turtle, yeah. So for Whip Go, my goals for WIPGO are to stitch on the 2 pieces 5 days in the month. So that gives me plenty of time to goof around and do other things. If I don't want to goof around and do other things, then of course I can, I can keep working on my WIPGO pieces. But that's what I stitched on this week, you guys. Taking a few days off because my hand was a little sore really slowed down my progress on all sorts of stuff. So figure with a little rest and ibuprofen, I'll be stitching like crazy again, right? I was shocked that I had a haul, but I had more haul than I thought. The first thing that came was my Bird Crush, my second Bird Crush piece from Lindy Stitches. Now, if you're in the Bird Crush club and you haven't seen it yet, look away because I'm gonna show it. And I won't say out loud what the bird is in case you're looking away, but this is February's bird. Isn't it gonna be fun? All right, you can look back. So that is the first thing that showed up. I still need to pull my fabric. I bought the called for fabric from Stephanie at Lindy Stitches already, so that's in my stash, so I need to pull that out and then pull the DMCs because she sends you the fancy floss and she says there's one every month. So I've got the fancy floss, I just need to pull the DMCs and then I can start working on my Bird Crush for February. Now, I will confess, I still have one little area left on January's and then some back stitching and then January's is done. So that's actually on my list of things to complete this week is January's bird because I'm feeling like I'm slipping down the slope of not finishing stuff. So I want to get that done and then get started on that. I definitely want to get my 25/7 going again. And then the other thing that came, well, actually there's 2 more things. See, I'm just, I thought I hadn't purchased anything and I was shocked when these packages come up like, oh yeah, I do remember clicking purchase. So the first thing that came is from Tara, and this is her project bag, and it is so stinking cute. I can't stand how cute this is. So she is the 805 Stitcher, and when I saw this, I scurried right over to Etsy and made a purchase, and look at the interior. Isn't that, I just love this bag. Thank you, Tara. I love it, love it, love it. So the other thing, I'm already using it. The other thing that I put in here was my berries. So Carla from Cobweb Corner has sent me my order for the rest of the berries. So, oops, sorry. I haven't put all of them in there. I now have just tons of berry patterns. And that's the other thing. I think I'm going to take a berry with me this weekend. We're going to go out to the cabin for the weekend. And I can't decide which berry I want to start. But there, I've got the summertime berries. I have the autumn berries and spring berries. So I don't know. I don't know which one I'm going to take, but if I do the spring berries, which probably would be a good choice, I do have the wool to make the toppers. So we'll see. And then I have pulled the floss previously for, and I think this is for the Halloween berries. So I got stuff all over the place, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see what I get up to. I really wanted to try to berry, so I might take Quaker Turtle so I can get some progress on that, and then a berry. So that would be a fun weekend out at the cabin, which is so crazy. We're going out to the cabin because my my library is hosting the Seattle or the King County Public Health Department. They are holding a free COVID vaccine clinic on Saturday before we open. However, they have offered to let staff work a different day if we're not 100% comfortable with being in a place where possibly a lot of unvaccinated people are. I understand everybody's got to get their shot. You got to get it someplace, but I appreciate that I was given the opportunity to say, hey, I'm not 100% comfortable with that because the clinic ends at noon and we have to be in there at 12:15, so I don't feel like the air would be completely exchanged. Yeah, I'm a big fat chicken. So anyway, because of that, I was like, yeah, I'll work on Tuesday and then I'll get Saturday off. And then having Saturday off means I've got Saturday and Sunday off, so we can go to the cabin. So it's a win-win for me. So I'm really excited about that. And that means I'm going to get some extra stitching time this weekend. Yay! All right, so I got the berries, I got the Bird Crush Club, I got the project bag. There's one other thing. What is it? What? Oh, yes. The last thing that showed up is, I think I showed you last time that I received my first 12 Days of Christmas stocking from Crazy Annie's. And so that it's the partridge. And then the second one showed up probably 2 days ago. And it's, you know, day number 2. So I have pulled the floss. I am ready to go on the stocking. So that was the very last bit of haul that I received this week. So I got way too much stitching. I don't know how I have time to go to work anymore, you guys. All right, the last thing I wanted to remind you is February 15th, we are starting the Red Bird Sampler. Remember? For my birthday. February 15th, we are starting Red Bird Sampler by Brenda Gervais. And, oh, excuse me. Itchy. Anyway, we're starting this. I've got my project kitted up. It is ready to go. And there's my fabric. I am going to do this on 32 count desert sand. I haven't pulled out my sewing machine yet to zigzag around the edges, but I will get there. And I have pulled all my floss. I have got everything. Nothing is missing. It is ready to start. So the fancy flosses and the DMC. So it's set. It's set. We do have a hashtag, Red Robin Sal 2022. Robin spelled R-O-B-Y-N. So, as you know, a sal for me is a start along. Let's all start it together and we'll just make our journey to the end in whatever time frame feels good to us. So, don't feel panicked. We will just start it together. We can show our progress to each other through Instagram with that hashtag. We can cheer each other on. So feel free to start this with me. I am so excited to do this. I am not much of a sampler stitcher, so this probably is the first sampler that I will have stitched. So I'm really super excited to give this a try. The colors are what convinced me to do it. I love these colors. So don't forget, sal with me, people. Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about quickly is my giveaway from my last video, and we have a winner. We have a winner. It is on my laptop right next to me here. Sharon, let's see here, let me sign in. Sharon Williams, and she left a nice comment. The acorn pattern looks like an awesome stitch. So I have already commented on Sharon's post, and I will get that out in the mail. I don't have a giveaway for this time, but maybe in a couple more. Yeah, so Sharon filled out my Google Mail form. I usually link that in all of the show notes, and we will get that going. You guys, I just remembered, I did stitch on one other thing. Do you want to see it? I just noticed out of the corner of my eye one other thing. So anyway, back to the giveaway. Sharon, yes, Sharon, congratulations. I will get that going to you. And then I did, like I said, I'd forgotten. I'm gunning for a finish on the Waffle Lot from Hands On Design. So I have completed the top part of the band. So all the red and the pink are done. I am just working on the brown bits. And then there's some teal hearts that need to go in there, and then a little back stitching, and then I am ready to work on assembling that. So that was the other thing that I worked on. So I did work on more things than I thought. Okay, I have a couple books to share with you. So grab a pen, because you're gonna want to write these down. I'm just being silly. Do whatever you want. But I listened to an audiobook that I couldn't put down. And I told you last time that I was listening to it while I was stitching Mom's piece last week. Well, I finished it this week, and it is this by Andy Weir, and it is Project Hail Mary. This is a science fiction book, you guys. I love science fiction. You know, Star Wars, Star Trek, all that stuff. I'm here for it. I love all that stuff. But anyway, Project Hail Mary is probably one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to. Hands down. The story is fantastic. The reader gets the sarcastic bent from the main characters, and I just want to tell you all about it, but I don't want to spoil the surprise. But just know, Earth is in trouble. We have to send people off into space to try to find a solution, and it absolutely captivated me from beginning to end. I loved everything about it. I'm not kidding, like top 10 audiobooks I've ever listened to. The reader is fantastic. So there you go on that. The next thing I'm reading right now is, of course, a cozy mystery. We know how I love those cozies. And this is number 5 in the Bake Shop Mystery Series by Ellie Alexander, Fudge and Jury, and I'm only about 3 chapters into this. So again, I love Ellie Alexander. I am finding, though, now this is my fifth in the Bake Shop series, and she has another series set in Leavenworth, Washington, and she's got 5 in that series. So this is my 10th one by this same author. I have been able to figure out the last 2 books who's going to get murdered. I haven't figured out who the murderer is, but I at least can spot the victim now. But these are a whole lot of fun. They're what I call, and I don't mean this mean, but they're what I call potato chip books. And for me, potato chip books are, they feel good. They're great while you're in the middle of them. They're easy to pick up and a little harder to put down because you're kind of intrigued, but then you can just move right on to the next one. And so this is a really great potato chip book. So there you go. I can't think of anything else we need to chat about today. So I'm going to let you go so you can go on to the next FlossTube. I really appreciate you being here. If you're brand new, feel free to like and subscribe. I don't have a question to ask you this week, but I want to thank you for all of your responses to my question last week, which was, did you start something new in January? And let me tell you, you guys are stitching amazing projects. I was really impressed. And some of you are starting ginormous, 12-part series things. It was really fun to read those comments. So good luck with your January projects, and we can talk about what we're going to start in February next time. So have a great Tuesday, and I will see you soon. Okay, stitch happy, my friends. Bye.